Welcome to my weekly messages. I'm Jalila Starr. Today the topic is an update on the Release into Compassion. This was a conference call that we did to release the cabal from their role in this universal game, and in particular here on Earth, so that we could bring forth the new reality that we want. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with this work that we just did, we've learned a long time ago that from the higher perspective, there is no sin and there is no forgiveness, because we are all souls playing in a universal game for our soul evolution. And in that game, you have to have people play the light and the dark, because you don't evolve from light to light, you evolve from dark to light. In other words, you create a challenge and then you master the challenge. And it's like anything else. When we grow, we master, and as we master, we grow. So from the prior perspective of soul evolution, there have to be, the souls involved have to set up what we call a game of the highest order for our own evolution. And in that game, there are those souls who are going to agree to play the dark roles, and those who are going to agree to play on the other side. We'll just say the light. And what they'll do is they'll go to their extremes in playing their roles. So the dark will get as dark as they can get, and the light will go as light as they can get. And the ultimate goal is that they eventually start to come back towards the middle and create an integration point. To do that, the light has to take on some dark, has to own their own darkness, because as souls we have both light and dark in us, and the dark has to own their light. And until they reach the point where they can hit that middle ground, at that point you have what we call polarity integration. And at that point, the growth has been achieved and the game ends. So just recently, if you've been following events on the world scene, which you cannot get through mainstream media, you have to look at the alternative news to get it, you will see that we have reached this point in this universal game where we were either going to have World War III or we were going to achieve peace. But we were almost it's right before the integration point. I mean, that's when things get the craziest. It's right before all the chaos, the drama, the collapse of the financial systems, and, World War III in Syria and Russia and the United States. Oh, it was getting insane. Vaccinations and chemtrails. It was just getting crazy. And you could feel the chaos in the mass consciousness. I mean, people are literally losing their minds. And what they don't realize is that part of it is not theirs. It's what we're picking up, we're downloading from the mass consciousness. But that's another weekly message. So anyway, we were at the point where one of us has got to release the other one from their role so that this game can end. Well, those of us who are evolving, we need to be the ones who step up to the plate and do that. It is, I understand it, through the formula of compassion that we activate the high heart, and we are able to move out beyond forgiveness, because forgiveness is a 3D concept. I'm sorry, but that's my understanding. It is, because it's based on you have to forgive a sin. At the higher perspective, there is no sin, because we're all souls playing roles. So all we have to do is see the role the other one's playing, and learn gain the gift that they are giving us, because they're reflecting back something within ourselves that we need to look at. Gain that gift and then release them by saying, thank you, we get it, appreciate it. And, they can then move on and come back into our lives if they so choose, but in a different, more cooperative and helpful way. So we did this formula of compassion, which you can find on the website under Ascension Tools. We did the formula of compassion, 90 of us, to release the cabal. And when we do we felt it in our hearts. You can go back and listen to the replay link, and you'll feel it. And when you do that, you should see some kind of result within 48 hours. Well, I'm here to report that I did see results in 48 hours. And it was through, I listen to conference calls, I do research, I find out, what's going on in the back end, and what's going on beneath the surface, behind the scenes, instead of what they tell you in the media. And I was on a conference call, and what the person said, the person I was surprised to hear it from, said, it looks like the PTB, the powers that be, have decided to quit fighting us. And they are now working with us to push this global reset, financial reset forward. Now, I want to talk about the global reset very quickly. It is the foundation of all these new systems and this new reality. It's going to fund everything. But we have to shift the banking system. We have to shift the financial system in the world from fiat to asset-backed so that we can move forward into the reality that we want to create. So this person said that on the phone, and he said, also, he says, maybe they learned a way to make money out of this, and that's why they're now willing to push this thing forward and make it happen. And I thought, there you go. There's your clue that things are changing. So what that tells us is that we did enough work to release them on a soul level to where some of them possibly changed positions and have decided to work with us. Maybe they came to the conclusion that their battle, they weren't going to win, and therefore they better to work with us than work against us or end up, paying the consequences. I don't know. All I know is that's what we're starting to see. And from my understanding, the currency redemptions that are part of this big global financial reset have begun. So the revaluation has already occurred on the back end. So I'm really thrilled about all that, and I just wanted to share that little update with all of you. So thank you to the 90 who participated in the call. I can't help but wonder if you were part of the 90 that started the game. From what I understand, there was 90 souls who started the game, 9 is beginning and ending, and there was 90 on the call at the end when we were released the cabal from their role. I don't know. The thing that I've learned long ago from the Nibiruans is to work quietly and behind the scenes. Don't make a big splash. Don't get too much exposure. So I feel like all of us have quietly done our part behind the scenes. And very few people will know anything that we did, but that's okay. You and I know. So thank you. And if you want to be a part of it and continue adding to the template that we created, just listen to the call. I'll have a link at the bottom of the weekly message, and it will also be on the website. So you take care, have a great week, and good work, everybody. You did good.